Do you own an EZGO Liberty? Well, if you do, you're probably painfully aware that it is a pain in the butt to step up all the way into it. Well, that is why we created these guys. Introducing the EZGO Liberty TrailSteps, American-made, bolt-on, full-length running board steps that are built to handle real-world use and abuse. Each set of trail steps are proudly fabricated right here in Northwest Ohio. And like everything else we design, these are overbuilt too. Engineered to handle any passenger and everyday use without breaking a sweat. And the cherry on top is the installation. No drilling, no cutting, no guesswork. Simply bolt the mounts to the frame, bolt the steps to the mounts, and hit the road in under 10 minutes. Now I'm gonna take you guys step by step on the installation process of the trail steps on your Liberty, and I'm also gonna show you where to purchase them. But I got 3 things to cover really fast before we dive into that. The first is the height difference, the whole purpose of the step. So these drop the step from 5.5 inches. So the difference from there to there is 5.5 inches. Also, due to the design, you have a giant surface area to step onto. And as a golf cart owner myself and been selling golf carts for years, I know that when you have a little small narrow window to step onto, you're more likely to slip and scratch the hell out of your leg, or it can be kind of annoying when you gotta aim to step on a specific spot on the step. But with our full length running board style, you can step anywhere the heck you please. The second point I'd like to make clear is that these are truly American design and American made right here in Ohio. So when you are investing in our products, you are investing in small family-owned businesses right here in Ohio. And then thirdly, these aren't just spit out by some factory that are designed by some desk worker that doesn't know anything about golf carts. We've been servicing, building, selling golf carts for 10 years now, and we've installed a lot of parts that suck and a lot of parts that are great. So when it came to us designing and selling products, we knew we had to design them to fit well, actually work well, AKA they can handle use and abuse. And then thirdly, the cherry on top is that they look great. So to purchase our EZGO Liberty TrailSteps, you can either click the product you see below the video here on YouTube, click description, and then click the link in our description here on YouTube, or just go to bacarts.com, click accessory store, and it will take you to our online store, and you can navigate your way to the EZGO Liberty, and then you can find the steps and purchase them there. But that's how you buy them. Let me show you how to install them. So when you open your Liberty TrailStep box, you will have the following items: a driver side and passenger side trail step. Both rear mounts are identical, exactly the same. You will have a driver side front mount with the clamp and passenger side front mount with the clamp. Now these are 2-parters because how they install and mount to the frame, and I will show you guys in detail exactly how that works. Then the hardware provided with the kit are 8 1/4-20 grade 8 steel bolts that are gold that will be mounting the mounts to the frame, and then 8 5/16 bolts and nuts that will mount the mounts to the trail steps. The tools you will need to install the Liberty Trail Steps will be a 1/2 inch socket wrench impact like we have here. We're using impacts for the sake of speed in the video. Then a 7/16 socket, or just wrench or ratchet wrench as well, 7/16. Then you will also need 7/16 wrench and 1/2 inch wrench. So regardless, you'll need 2 of these guys, and then you can use another wrench or a socket set or impacts like this to tighten the 7/16 and the 1/2 inch bolts. Then, depending on your cart, you might need one of these, a mallet, dead blow hammer, whatever you want to call. The way these mounts slide into the ovals on the frame, it can be tight depending on the cart. We've tried these on a couple carts now, and the fitment varied, not because these change, but because we've just noticed the ovals in the frames change from here to there, and very, very, very slightly. I'm talking 30/1000ths of an inch. But we just noticed that some of these might not slide right into place. You might have to give it a little tap to get these squares to slide into the ovals. So you might need one of these. But with that being said, let's start the install. First tools you will need will be the 7/16 socket and 7/16 wrench. You will need 2 of the 1/4-20 bolts with washers and nuts. Then you will need the driver side front mount, which is this one. It does not have the slot in it. This has a big old slot in it. This does not. It's just a square welded in, and then it has the clamp which is a close-on clamp, just like so. And you need that. Take our tools over here. And this is where it's very important on how you see how these mount to the frame. Tell you what, let me take the camera for a second and I'll show. Right here in the frame, the very front, right behind the front left tire, you see that oval in the frame. The driver's side front mount slides in this oval from the back side. So between me and the frame right now, this slides into place, just as you see I'm doing it. So what I'm gonna do is slide the square into place, and then you will see there's bolt holes. What you wanna do with that is slide your bolts through, and if the square is not centered on the oval, your bolts will not go through. So do that. Then I take my clamp here, and the clamp specifically has to go on one way or it won't fit. So turn that the right way and slide that over the bolts. Then take my washer and nut. Now those are finger tightened. Now one extremely important detail is that when you are tightening this, that square is inside the oval. You don't want to be pulling it out and then it's like sitting cockeyed under the frame or something and that square is not inside the oval. You have to make sure that the square is inside the oval. And if it is, you'll notice if you're holding it tight against the frame, that this won't really move much. So as long as we make sure that is inside the frame, I will take my impact and I'm gonna go from back to front with the impact. That way I can push against the mount to make sure that the square is staying inside the frame. Then put my wrench on the bolt or on the nut. Front driver side mount is installed, and now we install the rear. So to install the rear, we grab one of the rear mounts. Again, both rear mounts are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which one you grab. And then you need another set of bolts and nuts and washers that are 1/4-20 gold ones. And we go back all the way back to the rear tab of the frame. There's bolt hole there, and the oval in the frame. And again, this is right in front of the rear tire. So right there's a tire. This is the most rear oval on the frame on the driver's side. And the mount does not go inside behind the frame, it goes between me and the frame. It goes right there on the outside. I'm gonna actually run these bolts the opposite way through, like this. Then take my mount, finger tighten both nuts. So now I take my socket and we tighten these on. The rear mount is now on and is ready for the trail step. So now the hardware I will need to install the trail steps on the mount, driver side trail step I should say, are 4 5/16 bolts with the washers and nuts, the half-inch socket, half-inch wrench, and then these steps are labeled underneath which side's driver and passenger. So right here in the middle, one will say D, one says P. D stands for driver, P stands for passenger. So I'll take my D and I go right over here. There's a long gusset in the back here. So the mounts have to go on the front side of these gussets. I'm not sliding these mounts on the back side, front side, step itself. So I take these, again, mounts are on the front side, slide those into place. Now I just finger tighten all 4 of these. Four bolts are now finger tightened. One thing I want to take you guys through real quick before we fully tighten these with the tools is, one, these can slide in and out just like you see there, and they're just as strong whether all the way out or all the way in. That's maybe 3/4 of an inch they slide. It's up to you. Maybe you're more of a fan of them being as tucked in as possible. Being tucked in won't be as easy to stand on, or step on I should say, but the more ride you have it, the easier you are to aim and step where you're landing on the trail step. But being wider also means you're gonna hit your shins more, and makes your cart wider as well. So up to you guys how you want to do it. I'm gonna install them tucked in. So I'm pushing them inside. Now, just because I'm hitting both mounts on the same spot doesn't mean they're exactly parallel with the rocker panels. When you're doing this, one thing you can look at is looking up and down at the trail steps. You'll see that I need to go out just a fuzz in the rear to be parallel with the rockers. Right there is about perfectly parallel. And again, we're being very picky here, but just wanted to show you guys what, I know we're being picky right here, but I just wanted to show you guys what your options are and how you're mounting them. So another thing is the height of the step from the front to the rear. Just a little variation in the angle of the front mount and how you mounted it, or the angle of the rear mount and how you mounted it, can change the height difference from the front to the rear. Technically, it should be level with the frame, if not the rocker panel. So if we're looking here, you know, it looks about dead on even. Distance here from with the rocker panels. So I think we're good to go on exactly how it's sitting now to just mount it down. So what I'm gonna do is take my 1/2-inch socket. I'm gonna try to hold this step exactly where I have it, where it's parallel, and 1/2-inch wrench, and I slide my impact in here. And all 4 of those bolts are now tightened. And that is how simple it is to install the driver's side trail step. And again, if you'd like to, double check to make sure everything looks level and square with the rockers, or rocker, I should say. It looks about dead on, square still, parallel with the rocker panel. So now we can move on to the passenger side. So to install the front passenger mounts, we will need 2 1/4-20 bolts, washers, nuts, the clamp with the slotted hole in it, the mount with the slotted hole in it, and then our 7/16 socket and wrench. This one is a little more tricky, still simple. Make sure you guys see exactly how this works. So just like before, square has to go inside the oval. Obviously there is a wire here now, so that makes it a little more difficult. And this split loom just goes right around inside the slot, and then I slide the clamp, the square, inside of the oval. Now this is one of those ones I was talking about where even though the squares are exactly the same size, we're seeing a little bit different variation on the oval on this side in the frame where the square is not sliding in super easily. So what I'm gonna do is take a little mallet. I'm just gonna tap it just a little bit. Just a fuzz. That's fitting extremely tightly now. And I probably could have sunk it in with just using the bolts and nuts, but now just using that mallet, now it fits into place pretty well. I'm gonna take bolt and nut. So what we're gonna do now is take this clamp and run it around like this, and the slot will be on the bottom when we're installing this. And then I take the clamp and go over the bolts just like that, and then finger tighten, and then take my 7/16 socket and wrench. Again, making dang sure that that square is inside the oval, and tightening it down. And now it is tight. It is inside that oval, hitting the top, hitting the bottom, and that is fitting very snugly inside that hole. Next is the rear mount. Just like the other side, the mount will go on the back side of the frame, so not the front, back side. And this is why they have a slot in them, is for the wiring you see here. So it's gonna slide through just like that. So I'm gonna take my bolt and washer, run it through the, take my mount, slide it around the split loom, and run the rear mount is installed. Now all I need left is the passenger side trail step, my last 4 5/16 bolts, and just like the other one, the mounts go on the front side of the gussets, go from the rear. So the gussets on the steps are on the back side of the mounts, then slide up just like that. Let's make sure we are sitting parallel with the rockers. So that looks pretty good right there. Take my 1/2" socket and wrench. All looks well, all looks parallel with the rockers and frame. Looks parallel with the rocker as well. That is how simple it is to install the Liberty TrailSteps. If you ran into something during your installation of your TrailSteps on your EZGO Liberty, then please contact us by phone, text us, email us, call us, all that. We will take care of you, answer your questions. Also, if you want to see more products coming out for the EZGO Liberty that we're going to be making, please hit that subscribe button. And also, again, to find these and purchase these, you can either click the icon below it showing the steps below this video here on YouTube, click the link in the description below this video on YouTube, or go to bacarts.com, click accessory store, and then navigate your way to the EZGO Liberty accessories. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching and thank you for supporting BA Carts.